Hello everyone, today we are going to work on zooming in and zooming out of this world map. So you can see when I zoom in and zoom out, these icons are also changing accordingly. See. So let's see how to do that today. Okay, so at the moment when I press M, I get the map, but here we can't do any panning or scrolling or zooming in, zooming out. Any of those things are not allowed here. So that's what I want to implement in the next step. Alright, so first I think now it's better to rename this minimap folder as blueprints, because it's just not minimap anymore. We have the main map as well. So BP. Okay, so now let me open the map widget. So let me rename this image as map, and this is inside a canvas panel. So in order to allow scrolling and zooming in and zooming out, we have to have these scroll boxes. So where should it go? Let me wrap this canvas. I'll rename this map canvas. Let's wrap this with the scroll box. So this is what happened now. That's not quite what I want, the way I want it to be. Okay, let me undo and let me replace the canvas panel itself with the scroll box. Oh, nope, we still need the canvas panel. So let me wrap the map with the scroll box. Oh, right, now it's correct actually. But why is this? Is it like this? I think that should be because this is a vertical scroll box and size is 1000 by 1000, and here the image size is 2000 by 2000. But since this is a vertical scroll box, this extension in X direction is not allowed. To test that, if I make this 1000 by 1000, you can see the scroll stretching is gone. Right, so let's add wrap another scroll box like this, and one of the scroll boxes let's make vertical. Now if I make the canvas 2000 by 2000, you can see it becomes larger. Okay, let's test it now. Okay, now you can see the zoomed in canvas, but we can't do any panning or zooming out, zooming in yet. And also we have to change the way we add the map icons to match this zooming, to support zooming in, zooming out as well. But first let's get this map working. Okay, so to set up zoom in, zoom out, I have set the inputs inside player character to open map. For example, to open maps. Here we have this toggle map. But now that I am going to implement zoom in, zoom out, all those functions, I think it would be a good idea to move this stuff out of player character. So let's create a custom player controller. Why is this grayed out? Alright, I had selected 2 more folders, that's why. Okay, player controller. Player controller. Okay, so now I'll cut this and paste here. So this is toggle map function, and I'll use the code like my player controller instead of the default player controller, and everything is still working. Okay, so now here I am going to use mouse wheel up and mouse wheel down for map, zoom in, zoom out. But still we don't have a way to zoom in or zoom out. So here let's create a custom event. So and as a parameter in, out. So by default the scale of this image is 1000 by 1000. Let's add a variable scale, zoom factor, a float. Okay, now get this, add some value. Let's select this based on in or out. If this is in, value, let's use 0.5. This is out, let's use value minus 0.5 and set zoom factor with this value. It's better to add a clamp in so we can avoid having any undesired values for this. So minimum should be 1, maximum should be 3. Okay, maybe 3 is too much. 2, no, 3 is fine. We can adjust them later on if this seems inappropriate. And then one more thing, we need to set the default value of this one to 1, and then get the map, set no, not size, where is the scale is set? It's in the brush. Set brush. Make brush from texture. Okay, but we already have an image, so get brush, get texture. Okay, and width and height. We can use the zoom factor for this. Get the zoom factor, multiply it by 1000. Connect it to the width and height. So let's promote this to a variable. Default map size. The default value should be 1000. Okay. Alright. Now we have the zoom function in our map widget, but still we don't have a way to call this from the player controller. So to set up that, in the HUD we have this PPI map interface. Let's add zoom, and just like before, in, out, and let's implement it here. Zoom, event, and we should call this on the widget map. So get widget, convert to a validated get. Just in case we don't have a valid reference, we can avoid having access none trying to type of errors. So this time make sure to call the function in the widget map, not the interface event. Alright, now let's see. Okay, unfortunately the engine crashed. Okay, I read it everything again. Now here let's implement again mouse wheel up and mouse wheel down. So wheel up, we can get the player controller and get HUD, then call zoom, event with in, and for the mouse wheel down, call zoom out with the false, and make sure to select execute when paused. Right, now let's test. Get the map. Okay, it is working. Zoom in, zoom in out working, but the other thing is mouse is not visible, so I can't scroll. Okay, so when we open the map, right after this, let's player controller set input mode game and UI. I think I already did this before. I'm not sure. And show mouse cursor to true. And when we hide, similarly set input mode to game only, and show mouse cursor to false. Okay, right. Oh, now I can see the mouse, but because the mouse is visible with the scroll wheel, the scrolling is activated instead of the zoom in, zoom out. So we can actually disable it. This one will scroll. Shall we set this to 0? And see. Right, now the zoom in, zoom out works only for the only the zoom in, zoom out works with the mouse wheel, and we can pan with the right click. Okay. And another issue I can notice is with the right click, if I start to move up, it only moves up. If I start to move left or right, it only moves to the left or right. But we should address those things first, only after we finalize the main functions. And I can press right click and drag it only because I have enabled this allow right click drag scrolling. So it is enabled by default. So yeah, even if you didn't know about it, it will work unless you change it. Okay, the next thing is making the buttons work, because as you can see here, these buttons correct only for the zoomed out view. If I zoom in or if I pan, the buttons are not moving. So that's the next step we need to fix. So for that, instead of adding the buttons here as separate widgets, I think I should add them into this map, under this map itself. But we can't add it to the map because, let me show you, if I try to add an image here, and see, it's under this, I think. See, here, this is what happens. So it's not correct. So we need another canvas panel here. So let's wrap the map with the canvas panel, and I'll set again the map anchor to this one, middle, and position 0 0. Size I'll set 1000 by 1000, 1.5.5. let me again check if the zoom in part still works. It doesn't, and the reason is here I set the scale like this, but if I set size to content, that should work. Yeah, it is working. Okay, now the buttons. So now I can add images here freely like this, because this image is added under another canvas panel. Let me rename this map canvas. And here I'm adding these map icons directly into the viewport. So without doing it like that, let's add it under the map canvas we created here. But the problem is, let me open the map icon. Now we don't need this additional canvas panel, so let me remove that by replacing with the child. Okay, and then here let me remove that. And how do we add this to the map? So here map canvas, let me make this a variable, and let's create a function add custom add icon. Okay, get the map canvas, add child to canvas. Right, now to add a child we need a widget. So here let's add it like this. Content, I'll name this as icon. And after doing this, so here we get a reference of canvas panel, and here we are doing some stuff like set position, size, and render transform angle. Setting icon is not a problem, we can keep it here. So let me break the execution from here. And copy. So first one is position and size and angle. Copy in the map. Okay, as I said, this one is position, then size, then angle. Okay, so here we have the canvas panel. So let's use this one instead, and instead of the icon I think I can use, what kind of reference do we need? Widget object. Okay, and everything is connected. So now we need to call this add icon event here. to the widget map. Add icon. An icon is this one, this widget. Position from this one, size from this one, angle here. Okay, now this position, size and angle is redundant here, so let me delete this. And remove unused pins. Send a test. And it crashed. I hope I saved the last changes. Right, fortunately all the changes are saved. Let's test. It's not correct. Right. So here when I add a child, after adding we need to set the anchors as well, because unless I set the anchors, because here I have set the anchors to the middle, so if I don't do that, I think it will be anchored to the top left, so the coordinates I give for the position will be wrong. So set anchors. So in order to anchor it to the middle, we have to give 0.5 and 0.5 and 0.5 for all. Alright, it is working, and when I zoom in and zoom out also it works. Great. Okay, so I can stop this episode right here, and thanks for watching. As always, project files will be available for the download in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below, and if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of the Patreon club. See you in another episode, and in future episode I wish to work on fast travel as the next step. Goodbye.